just going to end up a bit of a dirty bitch. Whoa!
Howdy, I'm Matt, and in this episode we have the Maiden of the Ritewing Mini Drak. Now, if you have not met the Mini Drak just yet, I want to set the scene is that back in the middle of 2017, just last year, is the Mini Drak was released, and I can tell you I was one of the most excited 12 and 3/4 year olds ever, because this one was the first one into the United Kingdom. And also you'll notice the tortoiseshell, this one did actually get hydro dipped as well, and it looks amazing. In fact, what I'm going to do is going to pick it up, put a shot on there so you can see it. It's come out fantastically well. There was a bit of a smudgy bit on the left hand side, on the right wing, but the rest of it has come out fantastic, and I've been really happy with this model, to say the least. Now, those of you which know the story about this is that last year when I took out for his maiden, I learned a very valuable lesson, and I'll put a link to that video in the top right hand corner.
So I'll chuck it, yeah. If I chuck it, it's my fault, isn't it? You'll obviously watch it at the end, but with a forward swept wing is that with forward swept wings is that what that means is that you need full elevator, but you need half ailerons. Okay, in the mixing in your elevons. If you don't do that, you end up for a very wild model. Because of the forward swept nature of the wings themselves, it does make a very stable platform, because the air, instead of air rushing out to the wingtips, air rushes into the middle. Okay, so actually the important wing fence, the important wing fences are the centre ones, because the air comes down the wings and then goes out through. It does make for a very stable aircraft, to say the least. A very nice flying experience. Now, anyway, getting to my point, last year, completely wild as you like. So when I set this one up, and the reason for this video, by the way, is that this was its au naturel maiden. Sounds a bit scary. Well, Matt, what do you mean, au naturel maiden? In short, is that I've taken the flight controller out of this wing. Since I've had it, and up until late last year, is that we did have an Eagle Tree Vector in here. Now, the Eagle Tree Vector has been pulled out. It's waiting to, well, it's already in, to go in the full-size Sky Hunter. So I needed to take a Vector from somewhere. My Mini Talon, I've got 3 of them. One's in the Mini Talon, one's in the XUAV Clouds, and the other one was in this one. So I had to make a decision. It's come out in the Mini Drak. I wouldn't say that a Vector is needed, or any flight stabilizer at all is really needed for the Mini Drak. The reason why I put a Vector in here originally was just cost prevention, or investment protection. That's the words which I'm looking for. Is because this wing at the point in time was very expensive. And it made sense to put an Eagle Tree Vector in there to at least give us a chance of getting a model back home. Okay, just in case I screwed up, I did something completely stupid more than normal, and I needed to hit the return to home. Thankfully, touch wood, I've not needed to do that, so happy days. But it did provide stabilizer ability and on-screen display, many other features. I could talk about the Vector all day long, but anyway, my point being, well, actually, no, in the top right corner, I'll put a link to a video which discusses the difference between iNav and the Eagle Tree Vector, and we also get into some of the key features of why you might want a flight stabilizer in here. Now, some of you may be thinking, Matt, what's that orange blob in there? That is a Real AC, no, not Real AC, it's Hub OSD Eco board, which does provide an on-screen display, which annoyingly is not working, which should be providing an on-screen display. I've probably wired that wrong, my fault, I'm sure. It does provide, or should provide, an on-screen display for flight timer, current usage, and battery voltage, which is like the three key things which I would be interested in. For me, actually, the biggest one is flight timer and pack voltage, which is a big thing for a model like this because it does go so fast. You cover so much ground, as you're about to see. We're going to nip across to the flight line in a moment, and you'll see it just covers the ground so well. Now, for me personally, the Mini Drak is one of the top 2 models of 2017. Okay, and there were a lot of models. Those of you which saw the sheer amount of unboxing videos here last year, is that I unboxed a lot of products, and all bought out of my own money. And again, this was bought out of my money as well. And out of all of them, this was probably one I was the most excited about. I still remember being, this is vivid, in the cafe, eating breakfast, quickly as I could. Because we'd been in the post office and got it, and I was just so excited, got myself a Mini Drak, and came home, we did a very excitable unboxing. I was so excited at the time. I still enjoy this model now. Anyway, a couple of key points key features for you to look out for. Forward swept wing design. Okay, unique design like this. Well, saying that, it's got reminiscence of like the Cuda, which came way before this one. It's not a completely unique design. There have been other models like this. It does look like a bird of prey in the sky, like from Star Trek. It really does. Got a very, very unique profile, to say the least. Kits for these are not that expensive now. About, in inverted commas, about 140 USD-ish, okay? Now, obviously, I got mine imported from the United States. Did cost me import tax, blah, blah, blah. But money aside, absolutely, it was worth every penny, and I won't ever grumble about that. And I can assure you, I paid way more, considerably more than $140. I did go for the secret sauce motor mount, motor on the back. You will also notice, I'm going to put this up to the camera for you. Look how far back that motor is. Now, if you look at anybody else's Mini Drak, especially those guys which are in the United States, they'll have their motor right back here and the prop right on this back edge. And the thing is that that's where I had that originally on this model, and it was so loud. Anyway, I turned the motor mount around, put the motor back as far as sensibly as possible. It took about 1/3 of the prop noise away from the model itself when it's in the sky, and it also made it go faster. It made it go about 8 or 9 miles an hour faster in a straight line. Same conditions, obviously different day, but for all intents, very similar conditions. Summer, straight line, same track, and 9 miles an hour faster. So if you want an excuse to put your motor further back, cleaner air, less prop noise, faster top end speed, which is, I think, those are attributes which we would all be interested in as pilots. One thing to note is that I did design and print my own covers. You get this core fleet plastic stuff, and it came with the little covers on. They were okay, but I was worried about getting some air into the video transmitter. I also made a custom designed antenna mount as well for the opposite side. I'll put links to those in the video description. They're free for you to download and print on your 3D printer, or you can notify of 3D hubs as well. I did a video a while back on whatchamacallit, 3D printing. In the nose, well, 100 amp ESC, no brainer. Turnigy plush, the way to go for these. We had one model with the Ritewing ESC, and we just ran into issue after issue. That was with Dave's Mini Drak. I personally would not recommend the Ritewing ESC, the motor. Pucker, 10 out of 10. Rips the sky a new one.
However, the Ritewing ESC do not go for it. We had him thermaling, it was cutting out, it was just not good experience for Dave. I think he's got him sort of self-sorted now. I think he changed the ESC. I'm sure Dave will put a note in the comments underneath. Huge great big battery bay. I run this with a 5200 4S multi-star pack. This model does run, for me, nose heavy. That is also something which we learned, unfortunately, the hard way. And when I say the hard way is because there is the official markings underneath, well, kind of. That is where my CG is, just here, and it's about a ½ inch in front of the spar itself. That's where it's marked, but this model is always flown nose heavy, and that was a tip which I was given by Johnny from Team Legit, and I've never had a single issue with anything CG orientated. Dave, however, did fly his on the CG. He came across and he went up, did a loop, powered off, let the model come over as you would do with any other model, up and over. It reached the top, tip stalled and went straight in the ground. Completely unrecoverable. And that was with Dave running his CG mark on the dedicated CG mark. Since then, obviously, Dave's always run his nose heavy, not had a single issue since. Anyway, if you have any questions about the Mini Drak, please just ask in the comments section underneath this video. Of course, you could nip across to the Facebook group. There's a link to that in the video description. I have really enjoyed this model, and it really is up there in the top 2 models of 2017. And that, you know, those of you who know how much foam I unboxed and built and flew last year, that's saying something. It is a fantastic model, to say the least. Right. We're going to jump across. We're going to get our butts across to the flight line. We are going to be going for the au naturel Maiden. I'm already giggling. I know what happens. Enjoy the fun. Cheerios. So right, left, up, down. Now I know there's quite a bit of off twist in that, but I think that's to counteract the torque? Yeah, torque, because I remember lining it up last time. So we'll throw it into wind.
Yeah, go for it. What can go wrong?
Exactly. It's just going to end up a bit of a dirty bitch. Whoa! Yeah. We're all good. Landed it flat, that torque rolled right, didn't it? That's okay.
Is that right?
I don't know, should we try it again and see what happens?
I thought it went there.
Right, so I've just got my trims back, let's try it again. Right, you ready? You get over. Whoa.
Switching?
Yeah, it's right, I'm on medium rates. Not switches last time. Get on those twiddly sticks as fast as possible. I'm glad I didn't fly this thing first of all.
I didn't fly one, sorry?
To fly it first of all.
Oh yeah.
Now it's flying straight. That's 2 sub-trims to the right. Still needs a bit of up in it. Oh, such a...
The sun's going to come out actually.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, over there, it's clear.
Look at that. That's trimmed in now.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, flop. That's better than the other Maiden we had. Oh, that was Revenge H, wasn't it? Oh my God, what a...
What's that?
Oh, this one.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know anything about, like, you need half ailerons. Yeah, half ailerons on it. and it was the wildest model I had ever flown ever. It was just off to its fucking tits. Does look good. This is why I took the Vector out to go in the big Sky Hunter.
Oh yeah. You've had that a little while, that big Sky Hunter.
Yeah, I just not got around to it.
Yeah, it is a big thing by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Duck in, duck in.
It likes to fly fast, this one, doesn't it?
Yeah, my fingers don't like to fly fast this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as noisy as what I remembered it either.
No.
That's a pheasant. Over we go. And the other thing which we learnt about these, that you always fly them nose heavy.
Oh yeah.
Because if you do a loop and then that's David, it power off, it tip stalls on you.
Yeah.
It goes splat. Sometimes not in the most ideal locations.
Yeah. Too much up in any manoeuvre, models can stall. Yeah, you can just speed on.
Should have put the camera in it really. Well,
Yeah.
the camera's in it, but there's no charging the battery.
Oh yeah.
I think this was probably one of the best models of last year,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
And there's the reason why.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Got my fingers dialed in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, confidence is up there. I'm getting closer to the ground.
Nice.
Oh, definitely a bit of waggling there. There was waggling.
Yeah, I'd say I.
It's that bloody crosswind.
Yeah.
There's none there, but going across the wind.
I notice that I'm getting a lot of waggle, but it's not particularly not that windy.
Roundabout. Back passage. Yeah, just look at that profile. There we go. Keep on going. Big glass loop. Way. Now my confidence is getting up on it.
Yeah, I might even get the camera back out again.
Just look at that profile. Dug in a little bit then, but it's only because we were crossing the wind.
Yeah.
Just keep on going, keep on going.
It curves the sky, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just keep on, big ass loop. Get down, Matt. It's really awkward. You go from one wing when you've got to put up in the turns, and you go to someone like this.
It's different.
It's very different. Right, I should really think about landing it, to be honest.
Low rate.
I put it on low rates now. I ain't landing on it. Oh, that was just horrible. That was horrible. Yeah, you turn the camera on for the landing bit, yeah?
Yeah, the landing bit.
Right, power's off, completely off. All glide, all glide, all glide. Hold it, Matt. Hold the nerve, hold your nerve, hold your nerve, hold your nerve.
Stall.
Is it? No, 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 no. Fuck yes.
Perfect.
Oh.
That was alright, wasn't it?
Brilliant. Brilliant. I'm glad I saved that to later on.
Yeah, get your fingers dialed in.
Get my fingers dialed in, because it was just very little movements in the middle of the sticks. And I've turned it down. It's only like 45% ailerons in there as well.
Is it?
Yeah, and there's a load of differential in the servo control horns too. Yeah. There's not much
nice. We're going to FPV it now?
Yeah, I think I should do. Gotta hit some trees. Brilliant. Is it warm? Oh, motor's lukewarm. It's a bit of a dirty bitch underneath. But no, that was brilliant fun.
Yeah, that was good.
That, do you know what? That's probably about the most I've flown it line of sight in absolutely ages.
You got so many models, haven't you?
Yeah, well I culled a load, didn't I? We got rid of a load, but the Mini Drak was definitely staying.
Yeah. I got so many models, I just need to find the same couple of them.
Yeah. Well, I kept meaning, I fixed it, changed it. I kept meaning to bring it out, kept meaning to bring it out, and then finally brought it out.
Yeah.
It's bloody cold out here today. Anyway, we still recording? We are. On myself, Matt, and the Mini Drak. It's great fun. And literally, you know, top 1 or 2 models of 2017. It's right up there. I think you just saw why. Cheerios.